Today's Thriving Thursday is sponsored by Little River Medical Center.
Good morning. Thanks so much for watching Living Local. It is Thriving Thursday, and so we are here at Little River Medical Center, and I'm chatting with Gina Waller. How are you doing, Gina?
Good. Thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah, today we're talking about something that's a little more on the serious side, but super important. We have September 17th coming up, which is our International HIV/AIDS Awareness Day for the aging population, right?
Yes. So believe it or not, a lot of people don't realize that the majority of our patients that are newly diagnosed for HIV or AIDS are actually over the age of 50.
Wow.
Yeah, per the CDC back in 2018, it was over 51% in that age range. Yeah, so
insane. So, we thought HIV/AIDS was more rampant around the younger population, but really the older population should look at that too, right?
It is. I mean, the times have been changing. Our aging population is growing heavily. We have a lot more patients that are in nursing homes. And believe it or not, with nursing homes, the rates of STDs has gone through the roof.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of the scary ones, is contracting HIV, because we do not have a cure for HIV yet.
Right.
So it's a lifelong disease that you end up living with. But it is treatable, but not curable.
Okay, and tell me about it being treatable. How is that treatable?
So we do have numerous kinds of drug protocols that we put our patients on to get their antiviral loads down. What that means is we try to make sure that their virus is not detectable by a blood test.
Wow.
And so when they're undetectable, you cannot pass it, or you're less likely to be able to pass it to another individual.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and we also have preventative medications that are very similar to something like a birth control. It's a 1 pill a day medication that someone can take to make sure that they don't contract it as well.
Okay. And then, how would you even know that you might have it? Do you show signs of that? Is it just good to do a routine check, or how do you go about that?
See, and that's the thing that we're trying to explain to a lot of the community members. Sometimes there's no signs or symptoms.
Okay.
And that is the scary part, because you don't know when you're passing it on. And a lot of people come to me and say, well, Gina, I've been with the same person for years, I'm not sexually active. Yes, but you can contract it via other venues too, other than sex. So we try to have that conversation,
Wow.
even though it can be very uncomfortable for some.
Sure.
But even back in the 60s and 70s, before certain laws were passed, people were contracting HIV through blood fusions.
Wow.
So they may have HIV and they have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So the CDC recommends that everyone get tested for HIV at least once a year.
Okay.
So it's very easy to do. We can even do it anywhere on the fly. We've actually met people in parking lots, gas stations, you name it.
Oh, wow.
And we can actually do the test. It's a small little finger prick, and we get the results within 15 minutes.
Wow, that's amazing. It's blowing my mind. So, HIV, for those who don't really know exactly what that is, can you explain a little bit about HIV and AIDS and what it is?
Yes, so I always try to explain it very similar to like a dementia patient. They start off with dementia and then they slowly go into Alzheimer's. Whereas HIV is similar. It's the virus that you contract, right? And if not treated, you can go into AIDS status. That's where it becomes, very hard on your immune system. It starts compromising your health a little bit. So as long as we have somebody in treatment, they won't go into that AIDS status. So that is the most important thing, is to catch it early on.
Okay.
The problem is that some people do not show any signs or symptoms until they're much older, until they get sick and their immune system is compromised. And then all of a sudden we have the symptoms pop up for HIV.
Wow.
So at that time period, it's harder because we didn't have that early treatment.
Sure.
So that's why we try to urge everyone, even though you may not have signs or symptoms, that's not a reason not to get tested for HIV.
Absolutely.
It should be part of your, yearly blood work that you're getting done. And it's something you do have to ask for, because it's not automatic.
Mm-hmm.
Not all different agencies do that, but we do offer free testing. So at any time or point, we can always test any patient.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Gina, for taking time to chat with us today.
Oh,
Super important.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you guys also for watching today. Go get tested. We'll see you next time.
Today's Thriving Thursday is sponsored by Little River Medical Center.